This video is also about mental models, but today I'm going to talk about how mental models are going to affect the way we are going to see the world. If you haven't seen my previous video on mental models, feel free to check it out. Now, without further ado, let's dive into it. What do you see in this picture? Well, there are some buildings. There is also one store, a couple of cars on the road, and some trees. That's it. But what exactly do you notice from a scene like this largely depends on the built-in mental models in your mind. In the same picture, different people are going to focus on different things. Let's say that you are looking for an apartment. You want to rent that place. If that is the case, in this picture you are going to notice the places that might be available for rent. You will notice all of these places. But if you're trying to buy an apartment, then you're probably going to notice a little better options, the top floors or the penthouses. You can also be super rich and you want to buy an entire house. In that case, you're going to look at this place. You might also be a car person. Then you're not going to notice the buildings that much. You're going to notice the cars that are going through the roads. And if you are an environmentalist, you are going to notice the overall lack of trees in the entire area. The education you receive are going to also have an effect on the mental models that are going to be installed in your mind. Let's say that you are a structural engineer. In that case, you are going to notice that some of the buildings are not designed properly compared to others. And if you are an electric engineer, you are going to figure out the way the entire area receives electricity. If you are a real estate agent, you will be able to know the valuation of each of the buildings or the apartments. And if you are a burglar, you are going to check and see which of the places are going to be easier to break in night. If you are a door-to-door salesman, you are going to notice the potential sales that each of these buildings are going to bring you. Now, previously I've talked about you being a car person. But if you want to buy a car in the near future, you are going to see every single detail in this car. You are not going to notice anything in the background. Your focus is going to be on all of the details of the car. And after you have bought the car, the things you are going to notice is going to be different for you altogether. If you have a marketing background, you might notice the advertisements that are being shown in front of the stores or inside the stores. And if you have a finance background, you don't have any idea what is going on around in the world. If you are working for the government and you are in the roads and highways department, you might notice the structure of the road and how it is designed. And is there anything wrong in the road that has been constructed? And if you're really hungry, you're not going to notice anything no matter what your background is. You're just going to find a store and see if you can find something to eat in there. After you have satiated your hunger, you're going to start noticing everything else again. And if you're Batman, you're going to notice the highest point in the area where you can stand and keep a watchful eye over the citizens. The summary of this entire video would be, having a built-in mental model is going to affect in the way you see the world. So, it is actually better to know about multiple mental models so that you can view the world from different perspectives. I will upload videos on different mental models in the future and how you can implement those mental models to improve your life. But for now, this is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something new today. And if you want me to keep making these videos, you can subscribe. That is going to encourage me a lot to continue with the channel. Now, for the bonus part, I'd like to say that the Spanish word for thank you is gracias, and the Spanish word for you're welcome is de nada.